Protest and concerns over budget proposals from Washington to Lansing continue. Today, the union that represents workers for the Social Security Administration and university presidents weighed in. 24-Hour News 8's political reporter Rick Albin here with more on that. Rick?
When we start talking about cuts to Social Security, Brian, it's important to remember it's cuts to administrative costs, not to the checks that people receive. Nonetheless, a temporary budget passed in Washington, a 2-week extension, means that there will be some cuts, and it didn't set well with one labor union in Grand Rapids this afternoon. Union members say that a $1.7 billion cut will force them to take time off, furlough days without pay, and that, they say, would slow down the system.
It means that there's going to be delays. So if you've already filed for retirement, it's going to take longer to process that paperwork.
In Lansing, facing a proposed cut in state funding of 15%, university presidents told lawmakers how that would impact higher education. Bottom line, students and their families pick up more of the cost. According to Grand Valley's president, in the last 2.5 decades, that represents a big shift.
25 years ago, Grand Valley had 67% of its taxpayer support for a student. Now, after this is all over, it's going to be 17%. That's a huge difference.
Now, the arguments over budgets in Washington and Lansing is only going to intensify as spring comes around. Winter goes away. You can expect more protests, particularly in Lansing. And what has sometimes been a dry and, for some people, boring conversation about budgets, well, this year, I believe this conversation will prove to be neither. We, of course, will be following on both fronts live in the newsroom. I'm Rick Albin, 24-Hour News 8.